Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Leila and today I will walk you through our recent Lapland trip. I want to make this video as a Rovaniemi guide for you, from how to plan it to what to enjoy, what to do there. So let's start. First, how to plan it. It really depends where you live. We live in Netherlands. So from some countries I know that there is direct flights to Rovaniemi or to other cities in Finnish Lapland. But from Netherlands, at least for the period that we wanted to go, there wasn't. So we took flight to Helsinki, and from there we changed from international flight to internal flight to Rovaniemi. You can also take a train from Helsinki to Rovaniemi. I think it takes around 9 hours and it's a night tram. So you can save on the night stay and also travel in the train. We went there in January, in mid-January. In the week that we were there, it was minus 25 Celsius degrees. And therefore we need to plan our clothing because we didn't have clothing to match that temperature. So I will start with the base layer. I would advise you to take merino wool base layer, 100%. That was the best. Of course, the socks as well, it needs to be 100% wool. We bought two different pairs. One is thin merino wool and other is really thick alpaca, or in general any wool, but it was thicker. So we also layered the socks. Then you need ski pants. From the top, again, it's the merino base layer and the wool turtlenecks. That's it. We didn't need another layer between this and the coat. And of course, the coat needs to be really strong, windproof, waterproof, and really warm. We got them from Didrikson and we both really loved them. The most difficult decision was around the snow boots. We got at then sorrel boots. We walked for hours just enjoying the nature in Rovaniemi, and they were great. One thing that we are super grateful that we packed is the heating pad. They claim to keep warm for 6 hours, but for me it worked around 2-3 hours. After that it was getting cold. But especially the foot warmer, they must have. Now, where to stay? In total we spent 1 week in Rovaniemi, but if you're really into intense traveling, visiting a few cities within a week, I think you should spend at least 3 days in the capital of Lapland. Within 1 week, we actually stayed in 3 different hotels. First, we went to Aurora City Center Suite. It locates just across one of the famous hotels there. So if you take the bus from the Rovaniemi airport, you can easily get there. Apartment was really nice. It has sauna. And all the places we stayed had sauna inside. So it was great to enjoy the sauna after a really long, cold day. And also, lots of the tours have their offices in the city center. So if you go there and plan to take lots of tours as we did, it's perfect location. You can just walk to the office of the tour company, but you can also ask them to pick you. We stayed there 2 nights, and the third night we went to Glass Resort Hotel. It locates just next to the Santa Claus village, and it's totally worth it. It's just same as you see in the pictures. Sleeping under the open glass roof, seeing all the sky was beautiful. They also had great service, but also room service. Due to COVID, restaurant was closed after 8, but they still offered to bring dinner to the room. The breakfast was included, and it was also great view from their restaurant to enjoy that breakfast. We also, of course, enjoyed the sauna there, but also the hot jacuzzi outside. I think it was fixed 38 Celsius degrees. And yeah, it was perfect. If you're lucky, you can just see Aurora from your just lying to the bed from your roof, but also from jacuzzi or outside. But that day was cloudy and we had no luck. And our last hotel was Arctic Resort Delight. There we also had everything I already mentioned. Everything was super planned, but they were bonus. They had barbecue. So that was really our plan, just to be there, enjoy the barbecue outside and enjoy the view. The view was amazing. The river in front of it was just frozen, and then we were just thinking with my husband that should we step on it? Is it strong enough? And then we saw people just going through it with snowmobiles, so it was safe enough. And if you're lucky, if there are auroras out in the sky, you can just see it from the backyard of the room you have. So it was also an amazing experience that we spotted auroras from our hotel backyard, and then we went somewhere else to see them even better, but I will come to that. Now I want to share with you what we did there, what was super worth it, and what we didn't like that much. I will start with the top 5. Go to Husky Ride. Like, that was the highlight. We loved it. We went with Bear Hills Husky, and yeah, they just love dogs there, and you can see how they enjoy with their caretakers and how the dogs love being there, enjoying the snow and everything. So the energy was really nice. We took morning tour, and I would advise you take a morning tour if you go there. There are also evening tour, but keep in mind that daylight is just from 10 to 2 o'clock in the Rovaniemi. And the Husky Ride, I think it's forced to see in the daylight. It's not that all pressure is on the dogs. Person holding onto the sledge needs to help. Otherwise, the dog's just gonna stop and look at you like, why you're not helping me? So it's really full teamwork together, and we really enjoyed it. Next, we went to snowmobiling. It was like snowmobile tour and aurora hunt. The weather was cloudy and we weren't lucky with auroras that day, but snowmobiling was amazing. Actually, I tried it for 1-2 minutes and it was heavy for me to turn around and use it, and I left it to my husband. He really enjoyed it. The experience that totally worth it. And that will be my advice to you, that if you're going to aurora hunt tour, always combine it with something else. Then you will have, if you don't see the lights, then it's gonna be okay. You will have something else to enjoy. In one of the tours that we went, there were something mentioned like Lapland shamanism, and we weren't sure what it is. We just wanted to see aurora and we joined it. And there, the tour guide, Anthony, he's from UK, actually lives in Lapland for 9 years, and his wife is Finnish. So he shared the Finnish New Year tradition.
The piece of metal you create by melting a horseshoe and dropping it into the water will reveal to you the things that will be positive in your future. Amazing. Okay? Now, for part of that process, you can only use the single biggest piece. So you want one big piece that's an interesting shape to give you lots of options for things that will be positive.
Yeah.
That's,
hold it on the edge and then cover it, okay?
Yeah, perfect. Ooh, you got a good one.
Wow. That's really amazing.
And then they spend the evening to understanding what it looks like, what kind of things they see. In order to do that, they light a candle, turn off all the lights, and they put the tin next to candle to see the shadows. And the person who poured it needs to just look at it and try to see some shadows. It doesn't matter what others see, it matters the person who owns it to see. And then you can just guess what's gonna come for you from this year as a good fortune or something you need to do. What I saw was that 2 people riding horses. Riding horses is something that I wanted to learn for a long time, so maybe it's time for me to start learning it this year. We will see how it will turn out. Of course, if you're in Rovaniemi, you have to go to Santa Claus village. It's just, you have to meet Santa. It was magical to meet Santa. There are lots of activities to do in the village. We already did them with other tours, like there's snowmobiling, there is Husky Ride, then there was reindeer ride, which we also didn't do at all. We didn't try it, so I cannot say whether it worked or not, but what we did, we went to the elves farm to spend time with the reindeers and feed them. Another thing you can do in the Santa Claus village is to go to Snowman World. They build it from ice every year in November. So they build it in November and it kind of melts down in March. I think it's beautiful because every year is actually different. If you ask me, Snowman World, I wouldn't say it's must do, it was nice, but if you ask my husband, he will say it's must do. Inside there is this big ice slides that you can do unlimited times, and there were ice skating ring, which is I think is super small, and there's a restaurant and there's a bar. So my tip is, if you go there, you go to the glass bar and order your drink in an ice glass. So once you finish your drink, you can just throw it to the wall and smash. Apparently that's the thing they do. Another experience that we loved was the sauna. Now, I mentioned that we had sauna in every hotel we stayed. First of all, the saunas in the hotel and the apartment we stayed was electrical. And there are some safety measures. But in this sauna, I also believe there are some safety measures, but it was wooden. There wasn't a single nail in that sauna. It was heated also with the woods. And it got up to 80 degrees, so we stayed there 10 minutes, then you go out, get courageous and sit on the ice and come back and you repeat it. After you did it a few times, there's a bonus there. This place that we went was located next to a lake. If you're brave enough, after a few sessions of 10 minutes of sauna, you can go and get into the lake. It might sound crazy, but it feels amazing. You feel energetic. It's completely different experience. I was hesitant that I'm not gonna do that, but I did it twice, so I think everyone can do that. Then they hosted us with amazing food there and they shared really great stories. Also, we were lucky here because this tour is maximum for 6 people, so everyone can enjoy the sauna, the lake outside. But the other 4 people cancelled. And it was also turned out to be a private tour for us, which we highly enjoyed. And the last thing, highlight, I can describe it with words, seeing the Northern Lights. It was my dream from, I think, when I was 5 or so, when I first read about them, saw them in the pictures. I said, yeah, I have to see them. Of course, there are some tips on how to hunt them, but it's really luck. In our experience, in the whole week, we just saw something in the second day. Actually, just my phone saw it. I didn't see anything. And then it was cloudy, it was snowing, we saw nothing. And the last day there were little chance. And then around 7, I got a message from one of the tours we attended. The tour guide, she's so kind to text me that there is aurora, just go to the places that we went together. And that's it. It didn't stop for hours. From between 8 till I think 3 in the morning, the sky was all green. But of course, sometimes it gets way lighter and then it gets more blurry. I was just laying on the frozen lake and looking to the sky, and I didn't know where to look because it was all over the sky. It's amazing. I actually read a lot about auroras from the scientifically how they're formed, from the electrons from solar wind colliding with oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere, to how people believe that it's a portal to another world. And then there was this moment then when it was really light, green and red, and the light was running sky and it was making shadows, and that moment I understand that why people actually thought that it might be a portal, and it was beautiful. At the end of the day, if the sky is clear, you have a higher chance. Of course, some locations are better than the others. If you're far from the city, you have higher chance to see it because city light pollution really can block you from seeing it. Aside from these small tips, of course, there's also app. Aurora app is the one that I found most useful. But as I said, in the day that we saw the most amazing aurora, and everyone said that it's really strong one, there were very little prediction. I would say just check the weather if it's cloudy or not. And you can of course take different tours, or you can just Google some locations. I will leave some locations we really enjoyed in the description, and yeah, just be there. The key is just be there with wide open eyes, just look at the skies. Of course you need to look to the north, so you can just use your phone as a compass to find where's the north and just look for the auroras. After this amazing experience, I'm gonna share one thing that I didn't find worthy. It was ice fishing. The only interesting part was the drilling the holes in the ice. It was difficult, but I made it. It was super heavy. I didn't expect it to be that difficult, but it's doable. And next to that, at least maybe the tour that we went with, it wasn't a wow experience. If you only have a few days in Rovaniemi, I would say you can just skip it. I saved one of my favorite topics to the last, what we ate. So if you're not vegetarian, I have 3 dish advice for you. One is try reindeer meat. We ate it at a Glass Resort restaurant. We actually ordered it to our apartment because the restaurant was closed due to COVID restrictions. The The second food is salmon. We ate, I think the best was in the Santa Salmon place. There's always queue, but it worth it. They cook it in the fire and it smells and it tastes amazing. The next food that I loved and I really want to try to cook it at home is a salmon soup. It's salmon, potato, and I guess with cream. I have to check the recipes online, but it's must try. I really hope my Rovaniemi guide video will help you planning your next trip, or maybe it was just inspiring for you to see these amazing places. Last but not the least, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Bye!